Jim Ross faces racism allegations. Plus, we have an update on AEW Blood and Guts. And another AEW star is out indefinitely. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So a few days ago, the Dudley Boys were speaking on Video Gamer, and it was revealed by Devon that a WWE higher-up had once said he didn't like him because of his skin color. You might have read this quote already from earlier in the week. I dealt with a certain higher-up that told me to my face they don't like me because of the color of my skin. And they work for other organizations now, and this person knows who he is. I have no respect for that person. I don't really care for him. Now that he's not in the position that he once was, I just really don't care for him. It was kind of, there was some comments made about a 10-gallon hat and a few impressions thrown around that kind of led people to believe it was a certain person. Well, Devon has all but confirmed it in a brand new interview.
Yes, he was talking on the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast and said, did I come out and say 10-gallon hat? Yes. Did Maven let the cat out of the bag? Yes. Was it JR? Yes. I did have a problem with JR back then, and I didn't know why. I'm not angry at the man today. I know he's dealing with health issues, and to show you where I am in my life now, I pray that God heals his body. But was I disappointed when he said that? When he said what he said to me back then? Yes, I was.
Yeah, that just confirms what many had previously thought was the case, that the comments backstage when the WWE higher-up that spoke to Devon was Jim Ross, according to Devon. We're going to keep an eye on this story. When we know more about it, we'll let you know more at cultaholic.com. An update on Mike Rotunda for you now. So it's been reported by Barry Windham that Mike Rotunda had entered hospice care this week. Rotunda's daughter, Mika, released a statement to clarify his health situation.
Yeah, she said, yes, my Uncle Barry did make a comment mentioning that my father is in hospice care while answering a question about our late family member whom we lost 2 years ago. We want to make it clear that he misspoke, not intentionally. My father is not in hospice, but rather in a rehabilitation centre. He suffered a massive heart attack on September 20th, was in a coma for a week, and spent over a month hospitalised. By the grace of God, he has now transitioned to a rehabilitation centre where our family remains present, hopeful, and focused on his recovery. It has already been a long road, and we know there is still a long road ahead, but our faith in God remains strong. Anyone who knows my dad knows it's his strength, work ethic and athleticism that have carried him through not just this, but every challenge life has thrown his way. If there's one person I have faith in, it's Captain Mike.
We're pulling for you, Captain Mike.
Come on.
Quote from Micah Rotunda there about her dad clearing up some stuff from him this week. We said nothing but the best to the Wyndham family today. Let us talk AEW Blood and Guts, Andrew Hodkinson.
Oh, yeah?
Tis the time of year.
Tis the season.
Tis the season for Blood and Guts. Fa la 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 la.
Death!
Lot of death. The first ever women's Blood and Guts match was announced last month. Jamie Hayter challenging the Triangle of Madness to some double ring steel cage shenanigans. The men aren't missing out this year, though, are they?
They sure aren't. So last night we saw a match between Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly. Everything descended into chaos at the end, and it was confirmed following a brawl between the Death Riders and Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Roderick Strong that there will be a men's Blood and Guts match. Cassidy made the official challenge to Blood and Guts, with the match to take place on that special episode of Dynamite next month. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, so we're getting 2 Blood and Guts matches in this very season. Orange Cassidy. So we're going to see Blood Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yes, please.
We're going to see the dark side of buckets in that double ring steel cage showdown. That's a really fun lineup for that match. Obviously, the Death Riders will all get amongst it in there. Darby Allin, of course, built for a match like this.
1,000%. I'm really excited about this because I guess, depending on which way it goes, it can really further maybe the Death Riders' displeasure at maybe Moxley quitting during the I Quit match that they had recently, and maybe also what if he gets pinned in this match, and then that further sort of causes a little bit of tension between the members of the Death Riders.
Possibly causes a little bit more
malfunction at the junction.
Malfunction at the junction
Maybe.
with the Death Rider. It could lead to Jon Moxley stepping away. If Jon Moxley does leave the Death Riders, does the Death Riders stay together with a new leader?
I think so. I think maybe
step up.
Maybe Marina, maybe Claudio steps up a little bit. He's been getting a bit more aggressive than usual in his promos, I feel like. Sort of hinting and alluding to things. But yeah, remains to be seen. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm going to pay close attention to the body language, the Death Riders in that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's got lovely, always booby moved a bit.
That means that John Moxley's definitely leaving. He's definitely leaving. Because they're good at dropping the little subtle nuances in there.
Yeah, of course they are, yeah.
You know, like, and I want to pay close attention to what they do. A bit like that guy in the comments yesterday who time-stamped all the times I twitched my nose.
Oh, what?
There's another one for you there.
That's
you massive whopper. It's a good hobby to have, I guess.
It's just that, what's the show where she twitches her nose?
Oh, Bewitched.
That's all it is. He's a witch.
I'm just a witch.
He's a witch.
And on drugs. AEW's Women's Tag Team Title Tournament getting underway. But already we've had a little bit of an issue in the bracketology because somebody's dropped out of the tournament.
Yeah, it's really sad as well. Penelope Ford, she picked up an injury during the four-way match on last week's Dynamite, which turned out to be a major setback, which is a shame. Ford suffered a torn UCL in her right arm, as announced on Dynamite Fright Night last night, and is out of action indefinitely. Consequently, though, Ford is unable to compete for an indefinite amount of time and is out of that women's tag team title tournament.
Really unfortunate turn of business for Penelope. She returned roughly a year ago to the day.
Yeah.
After 2 years away with health issues and injury setbacks. So to be back on the shelf is devastating. Kip Sabian on Twitter already just sending lots of love to his better half as well. And we do as well. Just gutted for her. But then what of Megan Bain? Who does the Megasus team with? I kind of like the idea of the Megasus going, no one, I'm all right, me. And then just winning the tag titles on her own. But no, we have to have a women's tag team with the women's tag team titles, I guess. So a replacement stepped up in the form of Death Riders Marina Shafir.
Ooh, and even John Moxley was like, oh, these two? Oh, you better look out, you ladies, on that roster right there.
Yeah, quite the meaty combo of Bain and Shafir. They'll face TJ in a first round match coming up in the tournament. We will see Marina Shafir and Megan Bain in action on Collision this week. They take on Tegan Knox and her new bestie friend. Also last night on Dynamite, the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, they beat Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata to advance to the next round. Other first round matches include Rio and Alex Windsor taking on Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa, and the Babes of Wrath facing Mercedes Moné and Athena next week on Dynamite.
It's stacked.
It is
I'm
stacked.
so excited for this. It's stacked. I'm really sad about Penelope Ford and sent nothing but our best to Penelope Ford in her recovery as well. Megan Bain and Marina Shafir, them two together, I think is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm really excited to see what happens there. But like, I don't have any definitive winners right now. I know you see Mercedes Moné there, and you go, hey, another title. But I don't know if they're necessarily going to do it.
I feel like the finals are going to be, I think it's going to be Mercedes Moné and Athena versus Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. I think that's where we're going, which is sad because the Kavorka from the Babes of Wrath in that one video they did.
Yep.
Brilliant. I'd love them to win it. That'd be great fun. But I feel like we're going to get a Moné and Athena, Storm and Shirakawa, a tag team title match at Full Gear, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, banger.
Tell you what was fantastic.
Go on.
Last Saturday, when Dan and Mason Mindle, not Dan as Mason Mindle.
No, Mason Dan? Who's Dan?
Oh, that's a very good question. Actually, I got that wrong. El Gran Dan Americano. Mason Mindle and Owen Mawson took on the role of running Gateshead on Football Manager, and it was a really fun Football Manager stream. The new Football Manager game is out, and those two on Saturday genuinely had me howling.
Oh, them two together have got such good chemistry, and everybody seemed to really enjoy the streams. It's a very different kind of stream. I feel like they've put everything into this Football Manager thing that they're doing. They've got press conferences, they've got skits,
so good.
They've got all sorts. It's really, really good. They absolutely poured their hearts into it. So do tune in, twitch.tv/Cultaholic, 5 p.m. GMT. That's 1 p.m. on the Eastern side of things across and check them out because they're absolutely brilliant.
There's a lot of people doing Football Manager streams at the moment. I would say that Mason Mindel and Owen Mawson are beating all of them off. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you. Bye.